Look at all these Doros. This is probably one of the most fun figures ever. Of course, in this video we're going to be taking a look at a very special action figure. A collaboration between AmiAmi and Snail Shell brings us Doro. This is an articulated figure of Doro from Nikke. No, not Dorothy. Actual Doro. She has pretty much endless playability and is a lot of fun to mess around with. So let's take a look at what she's all about and you can see for yourself whether she's worth it. In my opinion, she definitely is. Figure of the year perhaps? Let's see. The box is just your regular sized Snail Shell box, and pretty heavy actually. Out of the box there are some trays. For Snail Shell stuff, it's always a good idea to film the unboxing just in case. There is a safety seal that warns you, and if you have any issues, always reach out to where you bought it from. Here are the two trays. In the first tray, you'll see that there are actually 2 whole Doros, which is already pretty impressive. In the second layer, there is some stand stuff and some other accessories. Strapped to the back are some double-sided sticky dots and some plastic cutouts. There are instructions telling you about stuff, which is a good idea to read. Which of course I didn't read, so I kinda messed up something. But I guess you're watching the review, so it's fine. With the Chinese version, there is also an after-sales card. It's all good vibes, couldn't help but smile just looking at them while unboxing. They're just so silly and goofy. Here is our first Doro. This is a standing one. They're pretty heavy actually and, well, looks exactly like Doro should. Pretty cute, super goofy. By default, this one has that smug face, which kind of makes you want to kick it. The details, if you can call them that, are done well. The hair is a nice, simple sculpt. There isn't really any shading. She does have her hair ribbons and things though, which are nicely done. The faces also look good, nice and neat, and do have a bit of blush. Super cute. And the body is just plain white. She does have a bit of a booty, which is a funny detail. Do be careful as the hair can rub off onto the body, but you should be able to clean it right off, so no worries there. For articulation, head turns all the way around. She can tilt, and nod a bit. One of the great features that she has is that the limbs are attached via magnets, so you can pretty much just move them wherever. Arms go all the way up. She has an excellent forward reach. Backwards reach is good too. She can side split. Forwards, backwards kick. And she can sit down nicely as well. Just be sure to adjust the head gap. But yeah, articulation, pretty impressive. What do you think of them so far? Here is the second Doro. On all fours. Super cute once again with a regular face. The hair sculpt is very, very similar. But actually the head shape at the back is a little bit different. The crawler is more hollow at the back, and the standing one is a little fuller. Actually, if you swap the heads around, the standing Doro can look up even more. Otherwise, head moves all the way around. Can nod. And tilt. Pretty much moves every which way. Arms move. And legs move. Do be careful because the magnets will sometimes scratch the body. Although you can rub it off pretty easily, so don't worry too much. If it gets annoying, I guess what you could do is take a piece of plastic or masking tape or something, and put it between the magnet and body so it doesn't touch it. For accessories, Doro has an extra crying face. Also looks very good. The hair can be a little bit hard to remove the first time, so just take your time with it. Here's another look at the regular face. And the smug face. So she does have 3 faces total and they are all interchangeable. She does have a standard Snail Shell stand, of course. There are some magnets which you can pop into the arm and it can hold her up like that. But actually, Doro pro tip, You can take one of her extra arms or legs or whatever and stick it to her butt. Then she can stand without a stand. Crazy, right? Oh, and check this out. You can actually do some really cursed head swaps and things. Not much different from your regular head swaps, so just do whatever makes sense or doesn't make sense, I guess. I had a lot of fun trying to figure out what would fit and what wouldn't. Which ones are your favorite, or do you kind of hate them all? Anyway, she has these bent limbs, which you can use for whatever makes sense. She has a pair of crossed arms, which work very well. Gives her a lot of attitude, which is pretty funny. She also has these kind of thinking gesture arms. But they can also be legs. So yeah, pretty much whatever you can think of. She has a mop, which looks good, I guess. Now do be careful with this because you should only use a specific pair of hands with it. The ones that are fixed go with the mop. There are a pair of hands with a swivel, and they look very similar, but the size is very slightly different. So if you try to use the swivel ones, they are a little bit too small and you might scratch them. Learned that the hard way. These swivel hands are for holding her bags. You can open them up and put things inside to make it look like she's carrying stuff. She has 2 oranges and 2 sodas, for all the memes that you may or may not have seen. However, they will fall out, so you can use the sticky dots to hold the bags shut, which I wasn't exactly bothered to do. Even though the accessories are quite simple, I reckon they're still really good. By the way, we do have Discord via YouTube membership or Patreon if you are interested. And there are some affiliate links down below if you would like to grab some figures and support the channel at no extra cost. Always very much appreciated. There is a bunch of Snail Shell Nikke stuff coming out and I will be covering all of it, so keep an eye out. And I also post on Instagram sometimes, so do check me out there as well. Here she is next to Hobby Sakura Doro. They are similar sized, slightly different hair color and shading, and the Hobby Sakura one does look a little bit thicker. This is Good Smile Doro, a fair bit smaller but very cute anyway. And this is Cinderella, also by Good Smile. By the way, have you seen Snail Shell Cinderella? Of course there will be a review when she comes out. Anyway, Doro is about 8 centimeters or 3¼ inch while standing. And while crawling, she's about 6 centimeters or just over 2¼ inch. I gotta say, these Snail Shell Doro action figures are so worth it. Super goofy and so much fun to mess around with. I guess they kind of go with anything and everything. And of course you get 2 whole figures, so that is amazing. But I'm very curious to hear what your thoughts are on them. Do let me know down below. I might actually get a second set. Anyway, I do have a bunch of Nikke and Snail Shell videos if you're into that kind of stuff. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.